Over the past few years, you've watched me count down Electronic Gaming Monthly's best and worst reviewed games. You shared in our bafflement when Nintendo Power scored the Three Stooges higher than both Super Mario World and Super Metroid. You've endured the pain of me recapping every single lame pro joke from the 1990s. And maybe, just maybe, you were one of the 3 or 4 people that tuned in for our glamorous EGM award show. So, where do we go from here? Hello, my name is Cyril, and today I'm proud to announce Defunct Games' most ambitious series yet, Super Play's Top 600. Over the course of 12 episodes, we're going to be counting down every single review published in the 47 issues of Super Play magazine. That's nearly 600 Super NES games, ranging from the all-time classics, to the forgotten gems, to the import games that other magazines wouldn't touch. We're gonna go through all of them. Now, I know you're thinking, isn't 600 a lot of games to cover in only 12 episodes? Well, the answer to that question is obviously yes. It's way too many games. To try to put it in perspective, in the 40 episodes dedicated to EGM, we really only talked about 300 games. That's half the games in more than twice the amount of episodes. How on earth is this gonna work? Before we worry about that, let me first explain what Super Play is. If you're an American like me, or didn't grow up in the UK, then chances are you may not have heard of Super Play. Or, if you have, it's sometimes because I use their reviews and covers and other magazine videos. But if you grew up across the pond, then you already know why Super Play was great. It was the biggest and most important unofficial Super Nintendo magazine, using its independence to cover Nintendo and the rest of the industry in ways that other publications could only dream about. You see, I first came across Super Play back in the summer of 1993 when I stumbled upon an issue at the local import newsstand. It easily cost twice what the other magazines on the stand were going for, but let me tell you, it was worth it. Let me try to put it in perspective. This is the Super NES Buyer's Guide, Electronic Gaming Monthly's Nintendo-themed sister magazine. As far as independent Super Nintendo magazines went, this was about the closest thing American gamers got to Super Play. Now, I'll admit, it's hard to tell from the cover art, but the Super NES Buyer's Guide was tiny. I mean, the issue was barely 60 pages long. In comparison, Super Play was over 100 pages on paper that was around 10% larger than what we saw in the States. Where the Super NES Buyer's Guide looked like it was quickly slapped together at the last second and even featured repeat articles from EGM, Super Play was full of witty write-ups and features that explored every aspect of gaming in the 1990s. They covered news, mocked the silly trends, and spent a surprising amount of time covering import games and hardware. Hell, they were able to expand the conversation so much that many Super Play issues included anime coverage. The Super NES Buyer's Guide, on the other hand, was mostly filled with game previews that you might have already caught in Electronic Gaming Monthly. But look, what's really cool about Super Play is that in the 47 issues that ran between 1992 and 1996, they were able to publish around 600 reviews. That's actually more Super NES games than were released in Europe. It's also about twice the amount of Super NES reviews that EGM published in the same amount of time. They only managed to hit 371 games. This means that Super Play managed to review a lot of European and Japanese games that were completely missed by EGM, GamePro, Super NES Buyer's Guide, and the rest of the American magazines. And that is the spark that ignited the fire in me to rank every single game reviewed by Super Play. I have set out to make the biggest and most comprehensive Super NES countdown available on YouTube. We're gonna cover more games than anybody else and uncover hidden gems even the hardest of the hardcore Nintendo fans won't know anything about. And we're gonna be doing all of this in just 12 episodes. That's 2 episodes a week, leading right up to the end of 2021. The first episode is going to debut 1 week from today, on Thanksgiving here in the United States. We're then going to immediately follow that up with a second episode on Friday, just one day later. That's back-to-back episodes starting next week. After that, the show's gonna settle into the normal Tuesday and Friday time slot. This will continue right up to New Year's Eve when we crown SuperPlay's best reviewed Super NES game of all time. And before you freak out, don't worry! We're still going to be posting new reviews, Game Over episodes, and more on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. The only difference is that we're also going to be conducting the most epic Super NES countdown you've ever seen 2 times a week. Now, here's the thing. I don't want to spoil too much of the show for you. What I can tell you is that these episodes are going to go at a breakneck speed and feature the wittiest, funniest, and most downright vicious quotes for all 600 games. Yeah, it's not gonna be like our EGM episodes where we leisurely analyze reviews. Oh no, this isn't some afternoon drive to the store, it's a street race. And we're gonna keep our finger on that NOS until we either win or the whole damn show blows up. Look, no matter what happens, what I can guarantee is 12 episodes filled to the brim with Super NES reviews, each with that biting British humor that we haven't had a chance to experience in any of our past magazine shows. This is a chance for us to see how the UK viewed the industry in the 1990s, especially when it came to American games. Best of all, you'll be able to hear me make a fool out of myself reading all of the British slang. So tune in on Thursday, November 25th to the debut episode of SuperPlay's Top 600, followed by episode 2 on Friday. And just to get you in the mood, we're also going to be counting down the best and worst SuperPlay covers, because there are some real gems in those 47 issues. Trust me, we have a lot of SuperPlay to get to, along with more reviews and features that'll run throughout the week. The year may be coming to an end, but I assure you, Defunct Games has no interest in slowing down. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to figure out where to buy NOS.